So I just wanted to take some time to give you my feedback on my experience with working with David Kyle in the LeadDec Incubator program. So I've known Dave for a really, really long time. It's actually helped me out loads even before I came a client, before I was even paying him any money. He would jump on calls, he would analyze ads with me, just like go out of his way basically to take time to invest in me. And that just built a massive amount of trust. I didn't have a lot of trust in coaching when I came to Dave. I'd been burnt by a few other mentors who really overpromised and underdelivered massively. And, when you've been stung like that financially, it's difficult to then, get the money out again and kind of put your trust in somebody else. But I'd known that Dave was genuine. I could tell because, again, why would somebody help you if they're not getting paid? I think he just really enjoys seeing people be successful in their business. And one thing that Dave really helped me do was kind of like focus on the business side of things. Like I'm really good at the coaching side of things, but it's been quite a steep learning curve for me in terms of the business side of things. Like I definitely wasn't a business person when I started. I just liked coaching people and I knew a few things about the apps that I was using, but the more intricate, detailed stuff like how to keep my business dashboard and numbers kind of up to date so I knew what was going on so I could make sensible decisions with my Facebook ad budget, for example, has been invaluable to me and something that I still use to this day now. I was in the incubator program for 18 months and really enjoyed the process, like really enjoyed the banter in the Discord group. There's some great people in there who may or may not still be in there now at the time of this recording, but that also helped for me. Like I felt like it was a real kind of family environment where, you could ask silly questions or what you felt were silly questions and like you wouldn't be judged, and everybody was super supportive. And a lot of us were, even though I was maybe the black sheep of the group, I was an online coach and everybody else had an in-person bricks and mortar business. A lot of the struggles were all the same, and I think that was, there's a lot of touch points throughout the week. There was calls 3 times a week. There was drop-ins that you could do, and events constantly that you could go to. I think the most valuable thing to me, without question, was the once a month one-to-ones with Dave. I'm a bit of a scatterbrain, so like the group stuff for me was great, but the one-to-one things where I could just focus on, having a conversation with Dave about exactly what was going on in my business, what we needed to change or improve, was definitely the most valuable thing for me. But I loved the group scenario, the group environment. Some great people in there, people who I still, speak to now on Facebook and kind of cheer and champion along and stuff. And it's really great to see. It really gave you a motivation to kind of do well when you saw other people doing well. And I think putting yourself in that environment, in that coaching environment, put yourself out there essentially for, what is sometimes very critical feedback. Dave can be really blunt with you. It's not in a negative way. It's just, right, we've only got so much time. We need to get to the point here. And I think like a lot of, certainly I felt before working with Dave that, I could spend a lot of time doing things, but not really getting a lot done. And I think that's probably one of the biggest changes now, is that I know exactly what I need to do in my fitness business. So actually Dave did his job really well over that 18 months. And now I have a system that I can use, rinse and repeat, to get clients in. It's not difficult. It's not stressful. I know exactly what I need to do. I don't overcomplicate anything. And that's a far cry from where I was beforehand. I was working an additional job before I worked with Dave just to make ends meet. And now we're living in the Lake District in our dream house. Business is still up and down as it always is, but it's been more consistent in terms of revenue than it ever has been. And, given that my goal was never to make millions, I just wanted to live a life where, I wasn't strapped to a desk 8 to 10 hours a day like most people are. I'm really happy with where I am and where the business is going moving forward. We've had some great results, and I feel like I'm probably a better coach as a result of it, because when you're financially stable, you're not bringing that worry and that anxiety into what you're doing on a coaching basis, which I can definitely and honestly say happened in the past. But I couldn't recommend LeadDec and Dave and all of the team. Like, all of the team get invested in what you're doing. If you use the resources, if you use the coaching to its absolute maximum. I'll be honest, I probably didn't. There's loads of stuff that I still have yet to implement, which just really gives you an idea of the wealth of options that are available to you if you want to take it that far. It just so happened that like 2 or 3 things was kind of enough for me to run my business really successfully and grow it to the point that it is now. So yeah, absolutely 100% recommend LeadDec at the very least, if not the incubator program as well. So get yourself involved, get on board. You definitely won't regret it.